We're talking with Grace in Phoenix. Her husband lost his $60,000 job, which is the best thing ever happened to him, because he proceeded to go and make $500,000 in the coming 12 months. So it turns out whatever he's doing, COVID has been good to him, and we'll take it. Congratulations. Well done. So I'm going to guess and say you guys have lotto-itis, like you just hit the lotto.
A little bit, but we've been living below our means for so long and trained ourselves for so long that nothing really has changed, except for when I log into my bank account, I'm like, oh, look at that.
So you're still living on $60,000?
Yeah.
Roughly. Okay. Good. Then I was wrong.
Yeah,
I like that.
So that's
good. So are you did you pay off all your debts?
Okay. So this is bringing me to my question.
Okay.
What we have left is my student loans for my nursing degree.
Mm-hmm.
I have $40,000.
Okay.
That's the only thing that we have not paid off.
How much is in the checking account?
$293,000.
You told me that earlier. Yeah. Okay. So why haven't you paid off the student loan?
Because it took me quite a few years to get my husband on this train.
Do you like
Ramsey
your
train.
student loan?
No, I don't. I hate it.
Well, then write a check tonight and pay it off.
train.
I don't need to be on a train. This is ridiculous. You have $293,000, $48,000 in your debt free. This is not just instantaneous. Why would you not do this? Does he like your student loan?
It's like now that the mortgage paying off is within his reach, he's like, let's just do that out of order.
Oh.
And then we'll go back and pay it off.
Okay, now that's at least a little bit logical. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So how much is owed on the mortgage? Stop. How much is owed on the mortgage? What?
$320,000.
Okay, and so how much is he making a month right now? Still making $50,000 a month?
Some months. A lot of it is his incentive, and it's however much he works, but it's slowing down. So like last month, it was like $15,000 was his incentive. So it's starting to slow down now that they're getting caught up at his work. So it might be 2 or 3 months, I'm thinking, until we have the mortgage paid off.
Okay, so let's establish this. September, easily. The mortgage and the student loan are both gone. Can we all agree on that, including your husband?
Yes.
Okay. So the only question is the order between now and September. Is this the big question?
Right. Should I just let it go and let him have that win since he's been doing so good?
It's not going to do with him being good. Pay off the student loan, pay a bunch on the mortgage, and then finish the mortgage off by September.
Okay.
It's September.
I've just never seen him gazelle intense before, so I didn't want to stop him.
It's not 2026. It's September.
And in February of this year, this wasn't even on the table. This didn't exist that y'all would pay off your $300,000+ mortgage, right?
Right.
That was not even in the realm, right? So don't get carried away. Y'all are so close, man. Yeah. Congratulations.
Don't do this in the wrong order. But here's what you do need to do. Okay, that if I woke up in your shoes, if I came to your home tonight, we got out some coffee and a yellow pad, and the three of us sat there and talked, I would have you write a check while I was sitting there and pay off the student loan. I would have you write another check down to a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses and put the rest of that on that mortgage right now, tonight. And then that's going to leave you $50,000-$60,000 or whatever it is on this mortgage, $80,000 on this mortgage. And you're going to just, every month, you're going to chunk on that remaining $80,000 until it's gone. And it's going to be gone before September, likely, but by September for sure.
Okay.
But I wouldn't leave that money sitting in that checking account.
That's how boats just find their way into your backyard, and new Tahoes find their way into your garage, and all that kind of stuff.
That's exactly what happened. It was my birthday a couple days ago, and he went and bought a Can-Am. Well, it's only on order at this point. He can still cancel it, which I'm like, thank you so much for the $30,000 gift, but we're so close to paying off our mortgage.
You bought a $30,000 side-by-side.
Not me.
I know. So,
it was a surprise.
Yeah. It's not a good plan. Okay. Listen,
but I get the excitement. I get it, man.
I actually just bought a side-by-side a few weeks ago. They're absolutely fabulous. I've got one on my farm. I'm having so much fun with the thing. I want you to get one of those after the house gets paid off.
Okay.
and it may or may not be $30,000 when you do it. Good God, is this thing gold plated? There, I actually did buy that brand, but yeah, it's and it's a wonderful vehicle. But no, you don't do that. You don't do that while you have you don't have an emergency fund. You don't. Yeah.
And you won the lottery.
It is a little bit of lotto-itis.
It is.
The Can-Am's a little bit of lotto-itis, and the money sitting in the checking account, and just kind of feeling like I'm rich.
Yeah,
Because
it
I
feels
haven't
good, man.
really written the checks for the stuff I know that
I could
grown-ups
pay it off. I'm not going to.
grown-ups need to do this, but I haven't really written those checks yet. So I kind of feel like I'm rich, and you're really not, because you've got all this debt that's more than the amount in your checking account. But you kind of feel that way. That's kind of lotto-itis.
That's right.
That's kind of like and one of the things that it's wealth gained quickly is dangerous.
Absolutely.
We see that with music people, with athletes. We see this with somebody whose income just shoots up for whatever reason.
I would go as far as to say it's anything that you get quickly has if you get leadership, all of a sudden gets dropped in your head, right?
Something big
of value. Yeah,
something big, and you don't incrementally gain it. It has you have more of a tendency to kind of be in awe of it a little bit, and it's like like a lady was interviewing me for a stupid article that I shouldn't have done a while back, and she's like, "Did you ever think you were going to get here?" I'm like, "Yeah." I had no idea how much work it was going to be.
right.
I'm 30 years later, I'm an overnight success.
Right.
But what I didn't know is how much work it was going to be. But did I know there's a bunch of people in debt that I could sell a book on how to get out of debt to? Yeah, I mean, me and Jenny Craig got a big job in America. There's a lot of market here. So we're going to, did I ever think? Of course I thought. But I had no idea how much work it was going to be. And so I never wake up and go, wow, how did that happen? Like it was all surprise, because it was so gradual.
Right.
And so incremental over a 30-year period of time. I mean, I walk through this building and I'm like, good Lord, this really happened.
Right.
I mean, you have those moments, but then I also kind of, I know exactly how it happened.
Right.
It was God's blessings and our hard work.
And along the way, you gather wisdom. You gather people that walk alongside you and say, hey, man, don't do that. I made that mistake. Do this, right?
Don't trip over that.
Yeah,
that's
right.
a tripwire right there. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't step in that. That thing's gonna bite you. Don't do that. Yeah. So, Grace, you guys have had a wonderful year. Do not let the 2-year-older version of you hate the 2020 version of you, because you misbehaved with this. And the Can-Am is straight up misbehavior, because it's symptomatic of what's going on. If you told me you could pay off your house, and you could have your emergency fund in place, and you could pay off the student loans and buy the Can-Am, I would tell you to buy the Can-Am. The in and of itself, the purchase of the item is not a bad thing. It's the place in the order that you're doing it, what that's saying about your all's hearts. Your husband's in particular in this situation. He's having a woohoo moment.
But he could also be having this, Dave. He could also be having, I've never been able to provide for her like I wanted to.
Yeah. Well, it's still a woohoo moment.
It is. But man, it
could have bought her an 8-carat diamond ring to say I love you. He could have done whatever. All those kinds of things. Still, he's not being selfish.
Right. Well, he might be, but he may be.
Maybe he really wanted a Can-Am. But
That's right.
Yeah. The little boy that bought his grandmother a Tonka truck for Christmas.
I know, what a great guy, right?
Yeah, that. But I've been that guy. Hey, honey, look what I just bought you.
Awesome.
Yeah. But the I think he just was woohoo.
Yeah.
I think he's just, my God, it's been awesome. I'm just gonna buy some crap.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
And I don't have to think about it because I got that money.
Yep.
But you don't really. Not once you've done smart stuff to it. There's none left.
That's right.
So then later on you can buy the Can-Am. Live like no one else. So later you can live and give like no one else. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness.